Jason threw the ball at me and said, "Here, present today." But I'm always ready to present.
That's right.
Always. So basically, some of you have heard this before, but of course, when you hear something a second or third time, you may get something else out of it, and hopefully you do. And it's about a security system in your home or your business. So I'm just going to pass you out my cards. I usually like to give you some swag, but it's in the car, so I'll bring them next week. Because everybody likes something for free, right?
Yeah.
I got some cash for Byron. I got some cash for Byron today. He's been after me. He's been after me big time. All right. So just a little bit about myself. Married, 32 years, 2 kids, 3 grandkids. The oldest one is 20, sophomore in college. My youngest is be a freshman, or excuse me, sophomore in high school. And then my baby doll, Yasmin, she's in California. She's 15, be 16 this year. So I've already told my son that you're going to jail because she's adorable. Better him than me, right? So those of you that have girls, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. I've been in sales and marketing for over 40 years. I have started in retail. I basically grew up here in Tacoma. Went to Falls High School, went to Central, went into retail management for like 6 years, transferred, I was in 6 stores for 6 years, started here in Lacey, went to Puyallup, got transferred to Burley, Idaho, got transferred to California. Southern California was in Rosemead, Temple City, and Ontario. If you know Southern California, them are the stores that I was in. Kmart Corporation. Left, came back here, went to work for Puget Sound National Bank, which Key Bank bought out in '92, I believe it was, or they merged. A buddy of mine called me and said, "Are you ready to come and make some real money?" To Omaha, Nebraska. I said, "Oh, I'm not moving to Omaha, Nebraska." I was young. I figured, no way I'm leaving Seattle, Tacoma area to go to Omaha, Nebraska. Timing was perfect. Still had my job at Puget Sound Bank, but I said, "No, let's go do this." So just come out, spend the weekend. If anything, we just drink some beers, party for the weekend. You can meet all the guys on the team. No problem. Talked to the wife, she said, "Go." 30 days later, came back, I was moving to Omaha, Nebraska. So I got there, I was there for 12 years. All 3 of my grandkids were born there. So got a big connection with Omaha. Then in 2003, I had the opportunity to do international marketing. So then I had to move to Texas, in Dallas, Plano area. I managed all of Europe, Latin America, did 2 countries in Asia. So I did a lot of traveling. So I think I don't need to travel no more. I'm done. Hotels, on the road, different countries, but a great experience. Then decided to come back to Washington in 2013, be closer to mom and dad. They're getting older, so Teresa said, "Hey, let's go. Let's get back to Washington, be closer to your parents." So I said, "Okay." So ADT started recruiting me when I was in Texas. Told them I was moving back to Pacific Northwest. They said, "Hey, we still want to talk to you." So got back and we continued our conversation. Here I am. Be 3 years in August. Love sports. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Raiders fan. I know.
Where's the sun? Throw it at me.
The most important thing to me in my life is God first, then my family, my wife, my family, my friends, and then ADT, my job. So basically that comes around third or fourth in my lifetime, okay? So I love to smoke cigars. That's one of my hobbies. I like good bourbon, Jack Daniels, but I'm sort of like Winston Churchill, like the finer things, simple things in life. Not a lot, just a little bit. And love to travel. My wife and I like to travel. We go to Hawaii every 2 years. So stay at the same place, Waikiki Beach, Sheraton Resort Hotel, oceanfront view for like 10 days. So that's really the only vacation. I haven't been anywhere. We've been to Florida a couple of times, but that's about it. So ADT. So some of you probably have heard this presentation before. Basically what I'm gonna do is just go over some things that when I walk into a customer's home that has either asked to see or that I've got a lead generation from myself. And basically it's a short presentation. We have an agenda. Basically we talk about your needs. What are you looking for in your security system? We'll do a walkthrough, review. If it's two-level home, you definitely want to look at the bottom because a lot of the people, they want to come to the back of your home to break in your home. So you definitely want to have that area secured. Why ADT? ADT has been in business for 140 plus years. We do nothing but security systems for residential, small business, and commercial. I work on basically the residential and small business side of it. I'm in custom homes, which is a little bit different than mass marketing. So we're looking at, and I'll help anyone. It doesn't matter how much your home is, if it's $3 million or $300,000. But we're on the high end side of it. Our group is like 10 guys. 4 of us work down south, and the other 6 are up north. As far as Bellingham, my area goes from basically Federal Way to Bainbridge Island all the way down to Vancouver, Washington. We basically go over a couple options with the customer. There's 4 service levels, and I'll go through them real briefly with you. You have an opportunity to manage your system with your smartphone. Some of you know, I know, John, you have the Pulse system. I know, Mandan, you do, where you can disarm your system from anywhere, get alerts and that sort of thing. And we'll talk about installation dates and, of course, our customer appreciation program. Needs an analysis is a questionnaire that we go through and ask customers questions. And I always tell customers, if you don't want to answer something, that's fine, you don't have to. No problem, I'm not going to be offended anything, you know. But my thing is to get really what you want within your system and what you're concerned about. Some people have, spouse may work nights, kids may be at home by themselves. So there's different things that they may want a system for that we try to cover. There's 5 objectives. The first one is we're having a system with a sign and decals as a deterrent. If you have 10 houses and 7 of them have a security sign, no matter if it's ADT or Monotronics, whoever it is, and 3 don't. And these guys are really scoping out your home. So what they'll do, trust me, they'll go to the 3 houses or check the 3 houses that do not or they don't think have a security system, and they will either throw a brick through the window or bust the door down. And if they hear that beep, 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 they know you have a system and it's being monitored basically. So it's a deterrent. The second thing is basically you want to minimize your loss. No matter what you have is yours. You worked hard for it. So you basically want to, you know, keep your belongings. It's a violation when someone actually rip you off or breaking your car going in your home. Okay. The third one is basically you want to avoid confrontation at all times. And I talk a little bit about that. When you have your contact list, if someone in your family answer your system or your alarm, go to your home, you don't want to just rush in, go through the house. These guys, sometimes they'll hide in your house in a bedroom or a closet. You want the authorities to go through, sweep the home first, then go in. So make sure you tell your family that too. And if someone's on your property, just call authorities, call a neighbor. You just don't know what's going to happen with these guys around, because we have a big problem in the Pacific Northwest, and it's the drugs, it's the meth, it's the heroin. A lot of people get hooked, well, not a lot of people get hooked on that stuff, and people are protecting their homes nowadays because of someone in their family. We fire and life protection, basically it's smoke detectors and CO detectors. We can't be the primary in your home, but we can be the secondary. And what I mean by that, if you have we always want to look for the 110 low voltage smoke detectors in the home. And with that, we can do 1-to-1, 2-to-2, or 2-to-3, that sort of thing. That's where we're not the primary. Okay?
What does that mean? The 1-to-1 or 2-to-1?
One smoke detector that's going to be monitored by ADT, and then you have one smoke detector already in your home, which is a 110 low voltage. So, yes.
And having the monitored smoke alarm is an additional discount.
Thanks. Yes, exactly. Even some insurance companies, if I have a couple people that'll call me when they have a vacant home because they still need to have the home hooked up to be monitored. So, devices we have, basically everybody's heard the window, the doors, sensors. Shock sensor is pretty popular. Shock sensor is a sensor that may go on your door, and if someone comes up, or your window, excuse me, and they come up and try to break the window or open it, it'll trigger the system. Glass breaks in an area where the sound of glass breaking it would trigger the system. Motion detectors, of course, we have what we call pet immunity motion detectors. If you have pets, it's up to 60 to 80 pounds. And then, of course, the siren. The sirens are very, very loud. Okay. The service levels that I talked about a little bit, we have basically 4 service levels. The first one is basically a traditional service level. That's a basic system where you have your doors covered, your windows, if you like, in a motion detector. The second service level is called remote. The remote service level basically is a all-in-one system, and you would have the ability to use your smartphone. That system, I usually work with customers that have like studios, townhomes, or small apartments, that sort of thing. And then the control level is basically where you have the ability to add to your system remote Z-Wave devices to turn on lights, switches, garage door controllers, that sort of thing, door locks. That's at the control level. And then video being external video. Right now the hot thing is having IP cameras where basically they're like HD and to record with a network video recorder. It's
People are stealing packages.
yeah. Yeah, it's huge. It's just huge. Most of the customers, I'm honestly seeing out of probably 5, 6 customers, 3 to 4 of them are looking at video. But, yes.
Reg, on those different options, are there set prices on them?
Yes, sir. There's different prices in reference to the equipment, yes. But then the monitoring or the service charge can run anywhere from $35.99. I have customers that's paying up to $121. But that all depends on how many devices in reference to what's covered on the QSP. So a basic system probably anywhere from $28.99, $35.99 on up. And then again, if you have smoke, that's going to add another $4. And then the QSP, that's going to add another $5 or $4. So it all depends on what you want. And of course, we have customers that say, well, I don't want to spend, that monthly monitoring fee. That's fine. But you got, something. It's nothing's free, but we still want to make sure you're covered. That's my main thing, is what you need in your home. Okay. Then what we do is I do a walkthrough. Basically, the walkthrough is basically starting on wherever we are. We start in the top floor, the main floor, how many doors you have, what areas we need to smoke. I really, like I said, concentrate on the back of the home. I also take, after we do the walkthrough inside, I also go outside. Let's walk around the house and make sure we have all the areas, all the entrances covered. So then we may see that we need a glass brick in a particular area in the back room. As I mentioned before, these guys will, and the Ring is a perfect device, and we haven't got it yet. We got approval, but it's perfect because if someone rings the doorbell, you can answer your phone, answer the door, and they don't know if you're there or not, because these guys are walking around your house and try to find the easiest way to get in, to break in. Okay. We have at ADT, we have 6 monitoring centers, 4 here in the States, 2 in Canada, just 24/7. So if we have ice storm in Dallas, the calls, of course, through a call center would be shifted to a new area. We also have our corporate offices in Florida. We also have a couple offices in Tennessee. That's a regional office. And I work out of course, Tacoma and Bothell, which is the local offices. And we have in our area, we have like 37 technicians that are licensed and bonded, and they're employees just like I am. We do have contractors that will work up north. Up north, it's a little different in reference to down south. They have bigger jobs because Seattle, them areas, there's, bigger, I don't want to say bigger, but you have a lot of probably more executives that have big homes, $3, $4 million homes, $5 million homes in them areas. So we get a lot of Microsoft, Amazon. I have some Amazon executives that I work with, Microsoft. So when these guys are moving and transfer, they have systems where they lived before. And one of our biggest promotions is the relocation package that we offer our customers. Okay.
What's the relocation package?
The relocation package is based on your tenure with ADT. It can range anywhere from $149 instant savings to $399 plus 25% off the installation. So, it's probably one of our best promotions, to be honest with you. I think so. Will we move over? Oh, okay. I guess that's it. I'm going to open it up for questions. How much time do I have? I don't even know how much time I have.
Another 5 minutes or so, even
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, so my husband and I are paranoid, him being in his field, his job for 28 years, about the video. We want something, but the video, we don't want it out there in the cloud. We're not
Oh.
big fans of the cloud, so we've been looking, sorry.
No, hey.
We're looking at wanting to be able to kind of have the recording ourselves. And we had a struggle finding somebody to be able to explain to us how to be able to do something like that. It's something that you guys offer.
Yes.
So that we kind of can control the recordings and whatever.
Sure.
And how
Do I,
does that work?
do I need to repeat it in here?
I don't like the cloud. So
Cloud. The question was,
Real quick, yes.
Sharice does not like to have video in the cloud, right? Yes, we do. We have what we call a NVR, which is a network video recorder that's physically in your home, okay? We have a 4-channel, 8-channel, 16-channel, 32-channel. When I say channels, that's depending on how many cameras you actually have that you want recording. The DVR is the digital video recorder, but I definitely wouldn't even, I'd go with a network. I'd go with the IP side of it. But that's what we have that's physically in your home, that you'll have access to where you can go back and play back and review. So if you go on vacation, you can come back and see what happened on Sunday, Monday, and based on motion. So it's pretty cool.
And still the ability to see live
Mm-hmm.
from our phone.
Right, right. Yes. Yep. Yes, sir.
Now, to have a system, don't you have to have a permit?
The permit is basically a what you call the registration, to register in your alarm system with the police department in the city you live in, right? So that ranges anywhere from $12 to $48 depending on the city that you live in. It's a yearly fee. Now what we have to pull a electrical permit when we go do an install at ADT, and that electrical permit is something for an inspector. Some of you may have an inspector. You never had an inspector, did you? I don't know why they didn't.
Is that included?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. So in that permit, the wire could be this long, and they still have to pull the permit.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, when you say that the permit has to be a yearly thing, does that show up in my bill from you guys?
No, that would be with the city of Lakewood. Yeah,
Okay, so I'll just
city.
get a bill at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think you can do it online too.
Don't they actually put a sticker?
Yes, it's like a permit with a number. Because see, if you get the signal comes to us, we call the police department in your city. The first thing they're going to do is look at the address, of course, and see if you are registered. So that's how you get the response.
So if you're not, then they don't send the police. If you are, they
They're like, oh,
No.
Over $48.
Literally come in an hour or 6 hours.
Someone is actively robbing this house. Hold on a minute, let me see if they got it.
And you should see if they have a registered weapon.
Any other questions? None? Sure, go ahead.
So just because our minds are.
No, go ahead.
So in terms of our one neighbor that we're concerned about and his guests, how far do these cameras go? And I think I talked to you a little bit
That's a
about
great
that
question, yeah.
before,
That's a great question. We have, if you have, these are IP cameras I'm talking about. The 1.3 megapixel goes out to 95 to 98 feet, okay? Then we have what we call 2 or 3 megapixel that go out probably 100, 150 feet. Then we have, of course, we have a big, it's depending on what you're looking for, because we've had to help, install some where you have that long driveway on a country road, and they want to see, well, who's coming in, turning it into their property. That's the camera we want to put that's going to get right up on that gate. And then, of course, the wide angle, 2.8 to any, like 2.8 millimeter to 12, which is a wide angle. Yeah.
So with your little remote, I saw some
The quick
spooky thing on TV where
key fob.
yeah, the key fob. That's it. So this woman is home alone. People, no, it was on the radio, but anyway, people were kind of knocking, and she was with her child, didn't want to wake up the child, and so just kind of ignored the knocking. Knocked again, and then all of a sudden, she sees people going into her backyard and doing stuff, and she starts freaking out because, oh, there's a couple people out there. She ends up going in her bathroom, she hears slam doors and listening to the 911 call, which is, I think they're definitely breaking in. That key fob, is that a panic switch on?
Yes, you have one, right?
I do.
If you, the bottom two buttons, you press them at the same time, it starts the siren off.
Okay,
Right.
so in theory, she could have this on her,
Right,
and yeah.
yeah. When did that happen? What city was it?
That was in, I think the Uranus area or something like that.
Daytime?
Yeah. The radio producer was talking about that and how scared his wife was, and then he played the 911 calls, and he said, and listen to that, I just felt so helpless because I'm hearing her, and the baby, oh, this is even scarier, the baby was in a crib, and she closed herself in the bathroom first, and so she asked the 911, what do I do? Do I go to my child now, or do I just stay here? Maybe they won't notice. I'm like, well, I can't recommend anything. You have to do what you think is best for you. And there's that whole moment of, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and see, I'm a big advocate. Even when you're home, I still say put your system on stay. I mean, just so if someone comes and try to open a door, open a window, or whatever, it will start beeping. I don't know. It's crazy out there. It really is. I just think people are going to get hurt. People are going to start really wanting to protect themselves and their families, and use another form of protecting, you know. It's crazy. But hey, I'm not mad at them. All right. Anybody? Thank you.